Hello there. We're back. Today I'm going to explain the topic cysts. It was for me actually a quite difficult topic because there were like so many topics inside this cyst that I got confused. But I hope I can simplify it for you so you can understand it better, even for your study and for your exams. This is one of the biggest topics. Yeah, I will start. I hope you understand everything. And if you have a question, just write in the comment. And I hope I can answer the question. So, before we start with the topic, I will just define the cyst. It is a pathological, sorry for my bad handwriting, pathological cavity filled with fluid, or it can be even gas or semi-fluid, lined by epithelium. So, actually there are two types of cyst. The so-called pseudocyst, you must have heard about it, and the true cyst. There's a difference between them. The difference is that the true cyst, both of them have a lumen, okay? Okay, just lumen. This is then surrounded by epithelium. And this epithelium is lined by connective tissue. Okay, this is the CT for connective tissue, and this is epithelium. So, pseudocysts only have connective tissue. So it is not surrounded by epithelium. So we can say no epithelium here. And the true cyst does have epithelium, but we have here different kind of cysts according to the type of epithelium. So what kind of epithelium do we have? We have, for example, the epithelial rest of serous, epithelial rest of Malassez, or it can even come from the tooth germ. So according to this classification, the true cyst can be divided into two main topics, two main groups. The odontogenic cyst and the non-odontogenic cysts. The odontogenic cyst has these kind of epithelium, and the non-odontogenic cyst, its epithelium type can come from the oral epithelium. Anything rather than these types of epithelium. So till now we have discussed the definition, the two main types, pseudocyst and true cyst, and the two groups, odontogenic cyst and non-odontogenic cyst. So because the topic is really big, I will only explain today a point or a small topic from the odontogenic cyst. In the next videos, I will explain the other types. To know the two groups of odontogenic cysts, we have the inflammatory cyst and the developmental cyst. Inflammatory, you can understand it from the word an inflammation happened. And through all this inflammation, these epithelium types can be, for example, epithelial rest of Malassez, stored inside this inflammation, and which led then to a cyst. The cause of developmental cyst is not known. So today I'm going to explain the inflammatory, and in the next videos the developmental and the non-odontogenic cysts. So, to begin with the inflammatory odontogenic cysts, I'll just write the topic here. Inflammatory odontogenic cysts. We have the first type. It is the most common one. It is the radicular cyst. The radicular cyst is the most common. How does this happen? It is, here's the tooth. Okay, I'm really bad at writing. Here, this is a tooth. And here is the caries, okay? Here are the palps, okay? The apex. And the caries just happened. This is the caries, okay? And the caries is left untreated, okay? And this caries then reached to the pulp, which led to pulpitis, which led then to pulpal necrosis, which led then here to periapical inflammation. And when there is inflammation, the epithelial rest of Malassez is coming to this inflammation and building a cyst. So before the cyst happened, there is the granuloma. And in the granuloma, the epithelial rest of Malassez are coming inside and building the cyst. And this cyst then is surrounded by bone. Okay? So this is actually the cause that we have here a non-vital tooth. This is very important, even for the exam here. This is non-vital tooth because here we have a pulpal necrosis. Okay, so the caries led here to pulpal necrosis, led here to inflammation, granuloma, and then went and built a cyst. So inflammation, granuloma, cyst. Okay. What are the clinical features? We'll just have another 20 till 60 years are the affected patients. Males more than females are affected. Okay, and the location is the site is very important. To make it easier for you, we have here the maxilla anterior, okay, the maxilla posterior, the mandible anterior, and the mandible posterior. Okay, so I divided it in this way. So the side or the location, the frequency of the side is first here in the maxilla anterior, then in the mandible maxilla posterior, then in the mandible posterior, then in the mandible anterior. So in this, actually we can say in clockwise direction. Okay. Yeah, this is actually it for the radicular cyst. This is the most common one. And sometimes you see, if you treat a patient with a deep caries, they have sometimes like, pulpal necrosis. And if you do an x-ray, you see like here, a kind of cyst, a ring, and this could be radicular cyst. So the cyst is actually, this is also very important to know. I can just make here a line, that the cyst is actually painless, okay? Cyst is painless unless it is infected. Then we have pain. Or unless it is enlarged, then we have pain either. Why? Because it pressures on the nerve. So we have here two types, infected or it can be enlarged, which can lead to pain. So patients can have a cyst and they don't know it. It is painless. But when they do feel pain, then it is infected or enlarged. Okay, so this is actually, we're done with the first one, radicular cyst. We're going then to the second type. It is the residual cyst. So residual cyst, you can know it from the, you can understand it from the name. It is residual, so it is the rest of a cyst or rest of a thing. It is also called retent periapical cyst. It is basically when after tooth extraction, the cyst remains. When after tooth extraction, the cyst remains. And although the tooth is not doesn't exist anymore, the cyst still grows. Although the teeth is extracted. Just do this one here. Okay, so this is actually the second type, residual cyst. You see in a radiograph here like teeth, and here are teeth. Then you see here an edentulous area with a radiopaque ring and radiolucent area, and you see nothing. So this could be residual cyst then. So to the third type, we have the paradental cyst. Paradental cyst is also called lateral cyst. Okay. It is you can especially find it in partially erupted teeth. So what does this mean, partially erupted teeth? When do we can find it? In young patients, when they when permanent teeth are erupting, you can find in these young patients paradental cysts because there is the gingiva beside this partially erupted teeth, which can be then inflamed. And when it is inflamed, it can lead to a cyst. What does that mean, cyst? Why cyst? Epithelial rests of Malassez are coming to the granuloma and building a cyst. You have to know that this tooth is vital. So it's not going to be extracted. Here, there is no tooth, okay, in the residual cyst. Paradental cyst, the tooth is vital. And in the radicular cyst, the tooth is non-vital. So, first type, non-vital. And the second type, there is no tooth. And the third type, paradental cyst, the tooth is vital. Okay? So, it is not related to the pulp. We say for the, we can say for, what is it called, to radicular cyst, also lateral radicular cyst. So it can It can happen here in the periapical. I would just use another color. There is here the periapical radicular cyst, and it can also happen in the lateral area. So it can be called periapical. Okay, my handwriting is too bad. Periapical radicular cyst. Okay, or you can also say lateral reticular cyst. Okay, here we say for periodontal cyst only lateral cyst. You don't say lateral radicular cyst, it's the lateral cyst. So we have the lateral cyst, and for the first type we have the lateral radicular cyst. So don't confuse between these two when you see it in the question or like in an exam. These are two different types of cysts. So coming to the last type, it is called the bifurcation cyst. Bifurcation cyst, from the name, occurs in the bifurcation area, and it is rare. Okay, we have here the tooth, just to small imagination about it. Okay, here, and it can happen here, the bifurcation area. From the side, you see when this is like the buccal view, okay? From the lateral view, you can have, you can just do it like this way. This is the bone here, the periodontal ligament. You can see this one here. So you can see from the side a pocket. And this pocket can make pressure on the bone. This is the lateral view, just you don't confuse between these two sides. Okay. The clinical features are 5 to 11 years. It's actually like the same reason here as the periodontal cyst during eruption of permanent teeth. And these patients, just eruption of permanent teeth, 5 to 11 years. And these patients complain about swelling in the buccal area, buccally. Full odor. Why? Because, food rest can go inside and even build the pocket. And we have a kind of tenderness, okay, which can cause pain here. Pain, it's tender. In the X-ray, we can best see it from the occlusal view, and which is also really remarkable, is that the cyst pushes the root lingually and the crown buccally. So we see from the occlusal view here, like the molars, and then we see here something like a swelling here, a radiopaque ring with radiolucent area, and the kind of roots are like lingual, and the crown and the buccal direction. Yeah. What's important to say, either the tooth is vital Okay, the tooth is vital, so we don't have any extraction. It's not related to the pulp. So till now we have two types which teeth are vital. The bifurcation cyst and the periodontal cysts are vital. The residual cyst, we don't have any tooth, and the reticular cyst, the tooth are non-vital. To explain the characteristics of any cyst, it is important to say that when you see any cyst, it is well defined radiolucent area or alpha radiolucent surrounded by radiopaque ring. Okay, so we have here, this has to be white, okay, and then this is the radiolucent area, and it's well defined. If it is small, then it is called unilocular. If it is large, it is called multilocular. If it is infected, we have no radiopaque ring. And if it is long-standing, like for a longer time, we have root displacement. Okay, so for example, we have here the 4 and the 5, okay? And we have here the cyst, it can lead to displacement. But it leads rarely to a root resorption. Rare conditions. So this is like the characteristics of any cyst. You have to know, these are like the basic rules and basic points of any cyst. So today we have talked about like these 4 types: reticular cyst, residual, periodontal, and bifurcation cyst. These are actually very easy to see on an X-ray. I hope you understood my video today, my explanation. I'm quite a bit excited and nervous to explain it today, but I hope you understood from me. And if you have any question, please be free to write me. Thank you.